I guess he said 2 handicap.
Yeah, you do.
Yep, 2 handicap.
I doubt that you need 2 handicap.
I don't think you do.
I don't know why he did that.
But you got it, yeah,
Yeah.
you got it.
So with all those parking places, because I don't understand, I've never done this before, you can actually say we can only use some of them and not all of
Well,
them?
the board is concerned, if I check me here, the board's concerned about visibility. And that you've got cars out on the point area. We'll go up there, we'll take a look.
Yeah, I didn't think it was out to the very far. Like,
No,
I
I
think
said
it's-
70, and the line of cars, if you're cutting the corner off, if your pie is coming in, you're cutting that corner off. This is Tuscarora, from the point back on Tuscarora, that last parking spot is about 72 feet, 70 feet from that point. That's easy enough to go up and
See where it is.
yeah, see where that is. The others are along Route 5. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and that one. Yeah, you got 4 right along Route 5, and then you got 2 to the north of the building. That's your handicap.
Yep.
That's where your handicap are. Okay. Yeah, we certainly don't want to create, and I would hope that Rick had addressed that when he did this layout, had that in mind, but we'll double check that. Okay, now I think the other question is, I see and again, we'll get, Phil, you said you're gonna call Rick?
I'll call and tell me exactly what you want me to ask.
Yeah, all right, these little green dots and bushes and stuff here, they too can't be, they're gonna have to be pretty low lighting. If the board has always been very interested in trying to blunt the impact of that corner, to try to get something that makes it look. This is an entranceway, gateway to the village.
Coming in from that side, first thing you see.
And where it is, it looks like an old gas station. Okay, but maybe dress it up a little bit and break that up. You're certainly making an attempt here to do that. But then again, we need to note here, if you're gonna put in shrubs, well, you're looking, maybe spreading yews or something, You're not going in there with, with conifers, that's not gonna happen. But, so that needs to be stated,
Okay.
okay? So, we've got a map now. Let us look at this in a month. We'll get people notified. You're gonna have a hearing. Anybody here? No, people don't have a yea and nay. But go to the county, they do not have a yea or nay, but they have a right to review. And then we'll have everything back. And Rosewood is the
1st of June.
1st of June.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
Is it 6:45 for that one?
that would be 6:45.
So you have to be here, so a representative has to be present for the public hearing, so somebody has to be.
You were there.
6:45.
6:45. You wanna do seeker real quick, so it's out
Yes,
of the way?
please.
Okay, you guys would be the lead agency for this unlisted action. We're gonna examine the potential environmental impacts of what he wants to do. I'm gonna suggest, purpose of brevity, that the answer to these questions is either a small impact or no impact. If somebody disagrees, stop me, we'll have a discussion. One, will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulation? No. 2, will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of the use of the land? It'll change it somewhat, but you say small impact is okay? 3, the proposed action will impair the character or quality of the existing community? No. 4 is not applicable, there's no critical environmental area in that area. 5, will the proposed action result in adverse change in the existing level of traffic, or affect existing infrastructure, mass transit, biking, or walkways? It's probably a small impact. 6, the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? That's a no. 7, will the proposed action impact existing public or private water supplies? No. Public or private wastewater facilities? No. 8, will the proposed action impair the character or quality of an important historic, archaeological, architectural, aesthetic resource? 9, will the proposed action result in an adverse change to any natural resources? Not out there, say no. 10, will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? No, it's already out there, right? Existing. 11, will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health? That's a no. We've answered either small impact or no impact to each of these questions. I think what we're looking for is a motion and a second to name ourselves as lead agency, to declare this to be an unlisted action and to make it a negative declaration, and you want us to also move it to public hearing, right?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
All right, the motion made and seconded to go to negative deck. Okay, first, we're the lead agency, negative deck, and we'll have a public hearing on 6:45 on the 1st of June. It could be the 3rd of June, but Philly Joe McAllister jumped off the deck.
We're in trouble now.
Just don't start singing, please.
Oh, boy.
Did you need to have her sign anything, Frank?
What's that?
Oh, no, the short, did she sign that short EAF in her application package? I think the last time we
Well,
I
that was
came
not
over
right.
to sign it, but,
There's a short
Gary
EAF
wasn't
somewhere.
sure.
Or you're the owner, so.
Oh, I don't have.
Right, so the only thing you're asking him is to clean it up and then designate what kind of lot.
Still will have you sign what you gotta sign, if you can find the original one.
Well, it isn't gonna change it on this one, right?
And I've said I found a place.
I'm looking.
I remember my notes that say they had to be submitted and be signed, but I think I only have a copy. I'm looking again right now. Wait a minute, I got one that is signed in here.
Derek Sykes.
Well, that's for the salon.
Derek Sykes.
That's probably good. That's fine, Sykes signed it, then we're good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Okay, I got that.
Yeah, we're good then, we're good.
Okay, all set?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sign anything there, they know you're there.
Yeah, the application and secret.
Your phone number.
We're good now.
I'm ashamed to say they were.
decision that we can get these maps before the meeting so we can review it.
She did come in today.
But
They call it. Okay? Right. I think it's, otherwise.
that's their problem. And I don't wanna leave it, but we gotta.
Yeah, but it's
part of
Gotta
life.
do this.
I hear you.
Yeah,
Will do.
actually,
All right, Mr. Fold.
I don't think if the map is there, that's
we should.
Good evening.
You building the Tallahassee Bridge?
Okay. Again, the county returned for local determination, so that's done. We do have the map. I believe this is your updated
Yep,
map.
I added the 20-minute survey.
All right, if you recall, unless you want to see maps, folks?
Who prepared it, what's the date, Frank?
Landlines.
421.
4/21/21?
Yep, out of Jamesville. Colin Kraft.
I know what we're doing. Since you guys share, you share. Okay. And I think the question was, you wanted to move the building, the one new building back to the 20-foot.
Yes.
20-foot
we
spread,
did,
and
and
that's
we put a bigger building in. I don't think I'll be built, if I decide to do it, it's probably only gonna be 100 feet long. This, in the sketch here, it's 120.
Okay.
So that's the only difference that we have.
I don't see a large problem with that.
Talked to Dennis Montroy about the swale, no problem. So do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
He's got no problem.
That'd be good, that'd be good.
Yeah, we're both gonna work together on that, because he put one in too. He came onto my property 2 years ago, he came onto my property, he asked me, and I said, go right ahead.
It's gonna benefit both of you.
Yeah, He's a good guy.
Sure.
One question I do have. I have 5 trusses left over from my buildings previously, 5, okay? I'd like to build a lean-to, to put my farm equipment in and stuff I use, mow, stuff like that, get them out of these buildings. I got a Kubota tractor, I got a Cup Cadets, I got a pull-behind mower, just stuff that it's a pain in the rear end. When I start taking boats and stuff, I don't know where to put them. One year I had to put them out back and cover them with a tarp. And the Kubota,
Where are we talking?
I'm talking right in this corner here.
A standalone?
A standalone with no sides, just a roof. And I have the trusses left over. They've been in my barn for 12 years.
We're not talking about the truss.
How long?
What's that?
What size is the truss?
25 feet long. 25 feet.
Yes.
There's 5.
You're just talking a shed roof, aren't you?
That's all I'm talking about. It's a mono truss. You know what a mono truss is, right?
Well, no, I'm not gonna shake my head for that.
Well, mono, here's, okay. I'm not a builder, but you got it. He knows it's flat on one end and then it goes down the pitches. It's a 412 pitch. It's still a pitch, but it does, there's no side this way. So it's perfect for a lean-to. And what happened is the builder said, "What do you do with those trusses?" He goes, "It would cost you pennies on the dollar to put a lean-to up there. Use the trusses, they're nailed inside of my wall. They've been there 12 years."
Do you see a problem with that, folks?
And I would have the setbacks right here in this corner. It's still in the business district, and that way, when I'm done mowing or with my tractor, I drive it there and leave it under.
Mark, what corner is that, so we can get what corner it is, or what direction?
I can scratch it on this,
East, right here.
one of these.
So the east side of the property road, they're proposing utilize 25-foot long truss to build a lean-to.
Be 25 by what size building?
There's 5 trusses at 4 foot spacing. It would be 20 by 25.
How far off the property line, Mark?
I'll be same as the building here. I'll be 11 feet.
Oh, this is a.
So 11 feet off that side road.
Or I could probably even go more. 11.
Okay, maybe 11, yeah. 11 foot setback from the line. That's what he's saying.
And the building here, instead of 120, would be 100 feet long.
So what are those full dimensions, Mark?
40 by 100 by 12.
40 by 100 by 12.
Yep.
I don't know what it is. I know he put it.
Yeah.
It's
He's got incorporated, yeah, I don't see it.
It's something that the trusses are there that I would like to utilize.
See, this, yeah. But, okay, we're gonna put it in this corner right here.
Get all that?
Alright,
Mark
Okay,
that,
we're gonna be how long?
Through this whole plan,
how long is
just
it?
get up there.
It's gonna be 25 foot long.
This is brand new.
25 foot long.
1 foot wide, right?
20, at 4 foot centers, it'd be 20 foot wide by 5 foot long. Right here, lean to right there. 11 feet off.
Okay.
I got plenty of room. It's 1 inch equals 40 feet. And this is gonna be 100 feet, not 100, that building's 120. Switch up, I'm going 100 feet, 40 by 112.
4 feet on center?
Yeah, 4 feet on.
4 feet on center,
You got
5.
2, but it's only 16 feet, right? Because you got one on the end, one on the end. You only got
16.
four
You're right,
spaces.
60, you're right, you guys are right.
Right, we did it.
So we should have done a
He
builder.
makes his living doing it.
It didn't say right, you said 20.
16,
Yeah,
16 by 25.
that's right.
That would hold my farm equipment.
Okay, 16 by 25, how far off the line are you?
11 feet. Same as the original building.
So no closer than 11 is how we're gonna say that, because he said he might put it a little bit further out, so no closer than 11 feet from the line.
Yep.
Now, they 10 feet between the buildings, that's okay with fire?
Seems tight, doesn't it? Okay.
This here, that's the building code.
Okay, no, I wasn't sure what it was.
I'm gonna have gravel there. This whole building you can drive with.
Okay.
The whole thing.
No, I mean, I realize
Sided.
Yeah, you
Yep,
need,
that's gonna be perfect.
Talk to him today.
you need more space between the 2 buildings.
Okay.
Then you just notice that that's
This house.
We're not signing it
Yeah,
again.
Attorney requested that, I had no problem moving it 20 feet from that.
And I talked to this.
And I talked to Larry Ball, and he says, as long as you have 10 feet for fire code. And this is compared to these other two buildings, it's relatively small, only 40 foot wide.
What's that going at? What are you putting at, 4 or 6 inch?
6 by 6. Yeah. And this definitely will be the last time you see me. I've heard that before.
Tell them
So
next
they
time.
left
I have nowhere to go. I'm done.
Yeah, you'll get something, you'll have something.
I was gonna say, you just start another project, that's all.
No, it's been enjoyable, I'll say
You
that.
did?
You guys are totally different, Cicero.
I gotta look at my file.
Good or bad?
You guys? Good.
That's my rule, I forgot.
I just got my taxes went up, 40,000. Everybody never reassessed out there.
There where you live?
I live on the 9 Lake, it's just, Victoria came down, built the house, got a beautiful view, but it's not worth it.
Is there shadows?
The money, if you have,
He put me, I looked at him.
you have a mortgage, you have to have flood
Well, it
insurance.
was Wendy was working on that.
I tore camp down on Beach Road, I have 15 houses from Air Marina, my house faces the boat launch of Lake Shore Country Club.
Yeah,
It's beautiful, it's all sand.
that's winter land.
Yeah, winter's a
We
journey.
wanted to make sure we still had access.
I'd be happy with a double wide down.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk, we're doing planning board
Yeah.
meeting tonight, and we'll have to talk more
Yes,
about that
yes,
later. You can
yes.
call me at
My
my
brother
office.
and mother, they live in a manufacturing home.
And I'll get
$900
involved, but I was looking at that about a year ago, or more than a year ago, before the pandemic, we were looking at that. Yeah, we were looking at.
Okay, we need a motion here.
So moved.
A motion to approve with the, per the latest submitted map that includes a 25 by 16, shed roof, open-sided structure.
You know what the latest notice dated?
Pike, beg your pardon?
Was it dated?
Why'd you ask me that? What's, you got the same one, right?
Oh, the date on the survey?
4/21.
4/21.
Landlines. Prefer by landline.
2021.
I'm glad you said
Okay,
that.
and
So it is
we've
60.
done our seeker and everything right here?
We did it last month.
That's right.
We got GMLs back, right? We got
Yep, we're good.
So Sherry made a motion.
Yes.
I'm waiting here.
I'll second.
Sherry and Dave,
All right, thanks.
is there any discussion concerning that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Alright.
Opposed? Your business.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank
See
you.
you next year.
We'll see you when you buy some more property.
All right, take care, guys.
Yeah.
Aye.
Okay.
Sherry knows.
Mr. Santarelli?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to play or where you're comfortable there in the middle here somewhere, maybe that chair? Okay. Tell folks what we got here.
Well, I wanted to subdivide, a section of land and, have a house built on that land. It's down in, Lakeport.
Okay.
It's on the north and south side of Route 31. He wants to subdivide on the south side,
On the north side.
on the north
That,
side, I'm
that's,
sorry.
that little cottage
A
here.
little, right there.
There it is.
Yeah,
Hey, how you doing?
that's all wooded.
Didn't even recognize you.
It was,
All
Here, we got a few to go around. John?
I have another. house here.
Can you open that up? Mind open that up?
Sure.
Take a look at it. I'm trying to understand the lot.
Dick. Okay.
Okay, this was the plot, and this is where we want to put the house.
Lot 1 and lot 2.
Okay, we're between Catania and Center.
Your driveway would be on 2 lots.
No, it would be on Center,
And then another one that you sold that.
it would be, yeah, yes. I don't want anything else.
Phil, it's a two-lot subdivision, then, right? The one piece.
Well, is the other side of the road, part of this whole thing?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is that part of it?
Oh, okay,
Is
that's.
it a separate tax rate number right now?
No, it's all.
Oh, it's all hooked in, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this will be its own after that.
I don't know what's that.
Lots, subdivision.
Okay, he's got plenty of room, plenty of frontage,
Yeah.
This is.
he's got water, sewer, gas.
Yeah, heading east.
Okay, got any questions here, folks?
Yeah, I need to know.
Rose.
How many lots and what are the size of them?
So lot one is going to be, 1.92 acres, no, 1.912 acres, fronting off of, Catania. And, does it give us the frontage? number?
Well, it's accessed off Catania. They all front on 31.
196.7.
And then lot two is, Rose, lot two is gonna be,
I'm sorry.
2.077 acres. And that it has
Oh,
frontage
yes, yes, yes.
off of Route 31 and Setner Drive. Well, so, and of course the other one does too, but so it's Route 31 and Setner, doesn't Catania and Route 31. Now, where's the proposed driveway gonna be for lot two?
Well, that's it, in here
It
somewhere.
could come in center, and this could come in from.
Yeah, I see that. So you're gonna meet with the highway superintendent about the proper location for the driveway.
It's not.
And then, Rose, there's a residual lot left over across the street, that's it?
Yeah, this is going to be,
Because he only surveyed
one-
two lots.
So, lot one is gonna have associated with it the residual lot of across the street, which is to the, what am I saying, to the south of 31, and that's gonna be 69 acres.
This is gonna
no,
look that.
No, wait, I'm wrong, it says 69, but I'm wrong.
69 is this piece,
Yeah,
but we own this
Oh, okay,
and this.
oh, you got all kinds of stuff.
This
there.
is totally 95 acres.
Okay, so there's 95
Mr.
acres.
Centerelli.
across the street.
How long has this deed existed?
A long time.
I bought the land about 20 years ago,
Okay,
and I moved out there in 1960, and it was there before me, I believe.
There was an old.
you moved, okay, wait a minute. You bought it 20 years ago, but you moved out there in 60. You live on this property here?
I live across, I do not, I live in Chittenango now, but I used to live right next to that, right on the lake.
Where I'm going with this is, if this deed existed without any of these proposed splits, like it did in 1968,
Yeah.
can that be shown? Can that be determined?
I have, I believe, the abstract. I don't know, I'm just not familiar enough with the,
Did Rick ask you anything about that?
no.
I'm sure Rick would have talked about
I dealt with Brian Miller, I did not ever meet Rick.
Okay, well, all right. You might want to give him a call. What we're gonna do here tonight is because by law, we have to have a public hearing. So we're gonna establish a public hearing and probably do this, can we do the seeker?
Yep, I'm getting ready right now.
We'll do that tonight and have that all ready to go. But if that can be proven, that this lot existed somewhere arbitrarily, June of 68 is good enough. If in its entirety, all the acreage, nothing's been split off it, and since whatever it was, you really don't need us.
Okay,
Because in the town at that time, in the inception of the subdivision law, all parcels were considered whole, and everybody was allowed to make two splits according to current zoning, which you comply with here. Okay, you fulfill that. Other than that, you don't need us, but you need all the work you've done. You haven't wasted any of that because you gotta have legal descriptions and you gotta be able to do whatever.
I was waiting to have this to go to my attorney tomorrow.
There you go, absolutely. So, but if you can find that out and you can substantiate that, you probably could just cancel the hearing
Okay,
and go on. Okay, but we need some proof. Some proof of that.
You
All
would have
right.
already, you would have had to done what you already did anyway.
Yeah, he hasn't wasted it, you haven't wasted it, you haven't wasted it.
money, so.
So let's do the seeker, so that's out of the way.
Yep.
If you didn't need it, didn't need it, okay.
That's right.
Again, you're the lead agency for this unlisted action, with the following questions being answered, either no or small impact. Will the proposed act create material conflict with adopted land use plan or zoning regulations? No. Will the proposed act result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land? Small. Proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? No. Will there's no critical environmental areas. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure, mass transit, biking, walkways? No, no, and no.
No,
The proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy, fails to incorporate reasonably available energy opportunities? No. Proposed action impact existing public or private water supplies, public or private wastewater facilities? No and no. Will the proposed action impair the character, quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resource? No. Will the proposed action result in adverse change in any natural resources? Will the proposed action result in an increased potential erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? And will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health? The answer is no or small impact to each of these, and now once again, we're ready for a motion for a neg deck.
So moved.
Sherry.
I'll second it.
any discussion concerning that? Not hearing any, all those in favor?
All right,
What lot is gonna have the house?
You'll have to answer that.
Is that lot one, you said?
Legal lot one.
Lot one?
That's the one that had the looking
I'm
driveway.
sorry, lot two.
Oh, it's lot two?
Lot two is on this map.
And we also want to, just state in the motion that, regardless of whether we carry this out officially or unofficially, we want those lots accessed from Catania and Senate, not.
Nothing to do with Route 31.
No. Okay?
Yep.
All right, and, let's see, who moved that?
I had Sherry and John.
Okay, is seconds, you got it? Any discussion? Not hearing any, all in favor?
Aye.
all right.
All right, we're looking at a 6:30 hearing on June 1st here.
If needed,
That's
right?
if needed, right?
If needed.
And 300 of your closest friends will be notified. But if you want to, really, 6 one, half dozen the other. You don't want to go down that route. You want to go through it all and have a stamped signed map to file. You can do that too.
Okay.
It's really not a big.
I'll
Big-
do what I can to find this
Yeah,
information.
but if you do it, please do it quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, let us know.
I may be calling, it's gone pretty quickly for any kind of details or questions I may have.
Sure,
I
absolutely.
know I've got your number.
Sure, feel free.
Okay,
Now that 1 and 2 lot, they had a house on it at one time in a barn.
yes.
Yeah, did you tear those down or did?
They were down.
They were down
They
when you
just fell
purchased it?
down. The, foundations are still there.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be, where the house is gonna be, the barn foundation is on that lot.
Yep.
And it's gonna be knocked down entirely. I might use it on the other side to fill some of the potholes I have.
I forgot who that was.
Everything is,
I don't remember, you?
No.
I knew the Workleys lived there once.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Right.
When they used to have the monkeys there and the weavers.
Yeah.
There were some good times there.
Yeah, there was.
Is that it then?
That's it.
Everyone? All right, thank you very much.
You're entirely welcome, sir.
Sure.
Yeah. You got it.
Thank you.
David, how are you?
I'm good, Dan, how are you, boy?
Daniel, you're up.
I'm up, up, down.
Okay,
How are you today?
good. Dan has, has to submit an application for a home occupation. Do you wanna describe what you have in mind, Dan?
Yes, I'm gonna have, we're applying for a federal firearms license, my son and I. And, basically it's gonna be like if somebody wants to transfer a weapon from someplace in the country to me, I'll be they send it from one federal firearms dealer to another. And then I fill out the paperwork, and once they pay me for everything, they buy the gun from another guy, but then I take care of the
You
paperwork.
facilitate the whole transaction.
Yes, yeah.
So you're gonna be the broker.
The broker, yeah. Yeah, it's just something, I mean, it's, I really don't want a storefront, I'm not looking for everything's gonna be will call type of thing.
By
I'll call.
appointment only,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have to know when they come.
yeah, yeah.
So he doesn't really need any kind of real parking then.
I've got the parking, I'm not worried about that if that's a problem, because I got 130 by, I don't know, probably about 26, 28 foot driveway and a turnaround, hammerhead turnaround at the end.
Would there
Dan, where are you located? You're on Smith Ridge, right?
Yes.
Okay, where are you in distance from 31?
Probably about 3/4 mile or
Okay,
better.
that's enough, yeah, more than 500 feet, that's
No.
all, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so this does not Ashland County. Okay,
Would there be, would the customers be able to try the weapon out and see
No.
how it shoots or anything like that?
No, I mean, I don't want it,
Yeah,
no,
just
no,
curious.
no,
Yeah.
no, not right now, no. If I, down the road, I might look at, purchasing another piece of property, if we're looking at maybe a range, but right now,
Right.
that's way down the road.
Mhm.
okay, I'm reading through the application, and I just wanna point out a couple of things.
Sure.
And you said, and I think this goes along with the phone call that you and I had,
Mhm.
that you realize that, it can only be you or family members,
Yeah.
as far as employees, you can't have anything else. You gotta use less than or equal to about 400 square feet of some building on your property.
Mhm.
House, outbuilding, something like that, so
Mhm.
it's limited to that. One of the things here is signage, you can have like a 1x2 sign, just, I don't know what you get on that 1x2, but that's about what you
Yeah,
get.
no,
That's about what you can have.
yeah.
So really, the whole idea of the thing is, don't change the neighborhood, you don't have traffic, you don't have UPS guys there every day,
No,
that kind of thing.
yeah, no,
And that follows it.
no,
Alright, Phil's got it up there.
okay.
You wanna point out anything here and in?
Well,
I'm trying to figure out, I'm having a little trouble myself, that's just me. I'm looking at the map that you had that Coach Stansberry did.
Mhm.
I'm just kind of get myself oriented here.
Sure.
Show us. Hey. Where's Smith Ridge, and you access from Smith Ridge, right?
Yep.
Okay, you got a long driveway to the house.
Yep.
And you got a garage in front of the house.
Yep.
Okay,
Got a pole barn over there.
Okay.
That's a garage, yeah, that's a secondary garage.
and then to the right, quite a good distance, you got a barn in there, garage.
Yep, it's about 200 feet away, 250 feet.
Okay,
Mhm. There's my turnaround there.
do you have other questions here, folks? I'll pass what I've got around that you wanna see it. And you gotta decide on the hearing, if you want the hearing or not. This does not have to go to county. He doesn't trip that. Pardon?
I mean, it's actually just transferring it through through this,
I'm just doing the paperwork,
and then
and
direct
once it's cleared, then they come pick
the seller.
up
Send it
their
to
product
the
and
buyer.
walk away. I'm the middleman.
Does they have it in the house or outside?
I'm sorry, John.
It's gonna be right now in a house, but down the road, it might be looking to buying a piece of property and doing something different, but right now, no. It's just some adventure that my son and I are doing together. Mainly, it's kind of like for ourselves, but I've had people show interest about, because I know sometimes it can be difficult.
Long rifles and pistols?
When and if this is granted, Dan, you realize it stays with this property.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
understand.
So you move down the road.
You maybe
you
have to
gotta
apply a
kinda-
different.
Yeah, you gotta do it again.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, board, where are we going here?
I'm good with that.
So no hearing, if we're not gonna be doing any testing of it, said, right? No one's gonna.
No, there's not,
You're not
you can't, there's no usage.
Right, so I think
No,
it's clearly
no.
stated.
It can't-
you-
it
That's what I
can't-
wanted to know, yeah.
Yeah,
No
there's no-
usage, no hearing.
there's- there's
Customers aren't coming.
It's a home occupation, they.
They'll come to my house when I call them on, no, yeah. But there's no, you couldn't use it anyways, because it's within, even though my aunt's right next door, but I got the golf course, you know, it's too close to anything, so, right, no, it's not feasible.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
You good with that? Is that what you wanna do? Alright, then we need to do the seeker though.
Okay, quickly, same questions as before, lead agency, unlisted action, for home occupation. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulation? No.
No.
Proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of the land, or small. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? You won't really know what's going on, it's by appointment only, right? So, that's a no. No critical environmental area. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in existing levels of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkways? No. Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy, fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? No. Will the proposed action impair or impact existing public or private water supplies? No. Public or private wastewater facilities? No. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of an important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resource? No. Will the proposed action result in an increase in potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? No. Proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health? No. So we've answered no or small impact on all of these questions. You are the lead agency. This will be an unlisted action. You're looking for a motion to do that and declare a negative declaration, and
We have a public hearing.
you are having a public hearing or not?
No.
You're waiving a public hearing. Got it.
And then Dan, when this is done, in that motion too, we'll reiterate all those things about 400 square feet. You're the only employee, couple of cars, you're entitled to a small sign and fixed to your building.
Okay.
Do that.
So Rose,
I don't think my wife would be appreciative of that, so just to keep it clean.
Rose,
Okay.
it's one big motion for all these things, including approval of the special use permit as requested.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made,
I'll second.
Dave second, Paul, Dave. Okay, any discussion concerning that? All in favor?
Alright.
I gotta admit, I had a conversation with the ATF guys. Okay, and I don't know what they're gonna require from you, but we certainly can pass on either your notice of action, or if they want a letter on letterhead, we can do that.
Okay,
Okay?
yeah, I talked to, I got him, he told me I had to, because this wasn't done, I didn't realize it had to be done first. I just thought it could kind of all fall together, but he says there's a deadline on the application for the license. So I had to sign a paper terminating it, and as soon as I get this cleared, now I gotta re-enter again. But the guy said, once you get all your information together, he gave me his direct number, call, and he said,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
a very reasonable guy.
he is.
Yeah.
He wants to see everything go through, and I don't think anybody's really trying to stop it now.
No.
So very good.
Okay?
So
You're good to go, and you get a notice.
now do I gotta come back next month?
No, you're done.
You're all set.
Oh, very good. Thank you very much. I appreciate
There you
it.
go about the
One
world.
stop shopping.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Okay,
Thank
we'll
you.
do
Good
that.
luck.
Okay, good. All right, Jeff and company, you're on. Why don't you come up here in those two chairs there, or get another chair, and then we'll go from there. Oh, okay.
Good, how are you? You too.
Okay, we are in receipt of a concept map that has been given to us by the town board and or forwarded to us. And we had a covered letter that was signed by Ed Reed, just, signifying its transmittal to them. And a request for a PDD in our town. Where this project is not zoned correctly for that, and the only real remedy is zone change or a PDD. So that's how we get it in that process. Along with that also, we the town board wants us to be lead agency in the seeker review. This is a type 1 action, tripped a couple of different ways. More than 10 acres is served, 25 acres of zone change. Either or, that's a type 1 action. So tonight, what we're doing is we're listening, and however you want to approach it. Everybody here does everybody have a clean access to a map? I've got more than you. Okay. Take a look or walk us through this. Kind of give us a feel for what is entailed here, what your expectation is. And this is fact finding on our part. We've got to get a handle on this. We have I've got a couple items I'm going to give you. One is the town campground law, which you probably have accessed already. And also a statement requesting a completed application and how to complete that. Okay?
Right. Yep.
So that would be, but we will listen, explain to us, probably before it'll ask a couple of questions, but we really aren't going to get into a lot of substantive things.
Right.
I think we need to identify, the goal is to identify crucial issues that could be game changers as far as your site plan goes. Rather than we get into that isn't going to mean anything if you got to change the way this is set up.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's we'll get started on that and keep things moving.
All right. Well,
And your name, sir?
My name is Ed Reed. I'm with GZA.
Oh, you are Ed Reed. Okay.
Civil engineer.
I never met you, sir. No, I didn't know who Ed Reed was.
Well, now you have.
Okay.
So obviously there's a lot here, so I'll just try and go through and keep it as brief as possible, and then
Sure.
we can open it up to questions from there. So right now,
John, you want that?
I want?
You want to be?
No, I've got one, I'm good, thanks. Thank you.
Jeff, right now, it's a 118 acre parcel on both the north and south sides of New Boston Road. I'll start on the south side right now.
Be aware that it's on the screen there if you wish to point to anything.
Okay. So on the south side of the road, I figure I'll start there. Right now we have 212 campsites and 51 cabin sites currently proposed. In that development area, we've also we've proposed some laundry rooms, bathroom facilities.
Have you broken those campsites down? You've got about 92. I think that if I counted them correctly, about 92 pull-throughs, and then you got 51 cabin sites, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now the other sites are for.
So they're all full hookup camper sites.
They're all camper sites,
Yep.
not just tent sites or anything like
No
that.
tent sites.
No tent sites.
Right. And I should have led with that, but they are full hookup, so there will be both water and sewer connections at each site.
Okay.
Same with-
And electric.
and electric. And same goes for the cabins that you see throughout the site.
Okay.
The cabin sites, well, I guess we'll just start north-south. the cabin sites, the way we currently have it drawn conceptually, we have a number of cabins and even some of the camper sites that are gonna back up to what will ultimately be the proposed stormwater basin, which will be shaped to be more of a, aesthetically pleasing feature rather than just a hole in the ground for, stormwater attenuation.
Okay.
So that's gonna be shaped and landscaped appropriately. As I was saying before, there are a number of restroom or bathhouse facilities. I think we have a total of 6 of those shown that are in a laundry room so that the campers have access to those facilities throughout the site in various spots. Right now, we have an area reserved for a water park and swimming pool area. The specific details of those, we're still sort of working out, as far as what that is going to entail, as far as the size of the pool, hot tubs, that sort of thing. Jeff's working out at the moment. But that we did reserve enough space in there to accommodate that. And there's also a restaurant proposed that you can see there that's between 9,000 and 10,000 square feet as we currently have it shown. That's going to be a full-service restaurant that will be open to the public, not exclusive to the campers, as well as the mini golf and arcade area that you see there. So kind of a small mini golf arcade area. That too will also be open to the public. As you see coming in, there's a camp store and a check-in building, so that the folks who are coming in to check in, they can safely get off of New Boston Road and stage. We have it shown this way so that we don't create a bottleneck scenario, that if a camper pulls in, the kid has to go in and get the toys and the candy bars and the goodies. They're not interfering with the camper in front of them. So that gives traffic ability to move throughout the site. There are a number right now, obviously we're still in the early conceptual phases, but we do have some areas that we've designated as septic areas. Until we get out there and do the on-site soil testing and figure out exactly what's gonna be needed, it's just more of a space reserved area.
Is this still on the south side?
Yes, yep. And moving a little further south beyond that, there is, on the southerlymost portion of the site, the L, the bottom of the L, the way we have it drawn now, we have another stormwater basin. Because of the way that the grades work on the site, there's a break in the topography there.
Got a crest in the middle of it.
Right, so everything that's moving in the southerly direction will ultimately be captured and sent to a proposed stormwater basin that we have in the bottom portion of that L. Kind of in the heel of it, if you will. Right, yep, over to the left, right there, in that kind of general vicinity. And we've also got a area reserved in that area for a dog park, a place for people to take their dogs out and get some energy out, that sort of thing. The areas to the east of that, the intention is to just leave that open, leave that wild walking trails, bike trails, so that the campers have an area where they can get back in there recreationally and kind of mull around.
So in the lands to the east.
Correct, down in the bottom of that.
Down in here.
Dog park in this area, basin here, and then these areas will remain undeveloped.
Okay. Will there be defined trails or what the
I don't think so. I think it's more of just let the kind of the natural scrub brush vegetation grow up and mow it.
just
I don't know.
open pasture, just an
Brush hog it.
open field,
Yeah.
grass field? Okay.
Yeah. No infrastructure that
Okay.
we're thinking at the moment. As far as the south side, so we've hit the camp store, restaurant, mini golf arcade, the water park area, septic. So I think that's the gist.
Is
of
it camp, is it, okay.
Go ahead. What was
No,
that?
no, fine.
And then, so that's the south side of the road, and then if we transition over to the north side, which if you have the plans with you, it would be sheet 404, CE 112. The sheet I'm looking at. So a little different flavor on this side. Jeff's proposing, it's a wedding banquet type facility over there.
Relative size,
What's that?
relative size, square footage?
10,000 square feet is how we have it drawn at the moment. And actually, I brought, if you wanna pass these around, I had Jeff print out, just make sure. So while I'm talking, that's sort of the flavor of the building that Jeff is thinking of.
So it'd be catered, it's not, you're not having a full kitchen or anything, right? Is that what, is it a kitchen or?
So that's a good question. The intention is not to have a commercial kitchen in this
The
building.
event would be catered.
Right.
You can warm
There
stuff
will
up.
be obviously a commercial kitchen in the restaurant across the street, but not in this building. The reason for the location of this particular building, how it's sited right now, so for the events, be it a wedding or banquet, whatever event is being hosted there, downhill of that, there's an animal enclosure that's
Well,
shown
before we
there.
leave that, what is the projected capacity?
200. 200.
200?
Yes. Yeah, right? Where's that at?
No, it should be more than that. I'm not sure the exact, I have to look up, there's a company that I've been looking at, and I'm not sure if it's maybe 200 to 400, I would say, maybe, it might be around there. I think, well, 10,000 square feet, I'm not sure what it is, how many people you can have for.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't know exactly what it is. I had that number in my head, but
Okay.
that may change, just
All right.
write that in pencil.
Well, yeah, well, you know, we'll work that way.
Yeah.
I think 15.
But the north side of that building, we currently have an animal enclosure shown. There too has a stormwater basin in the low spot that we'll use. We'll shape it, you know, appropriately so that, you know, the animals can use it, size it right. But the idea is to be able to kind of look down into the safari and, you know, be up having your event and be able to look down and see the animals moving around in that enclosure
From
from the building.
of the banquet facility type,
Correct.
okay, that's okay.
Yes.
That's to embellish that, all right.
So that's that, and then on the north side of that even further, which I'm gonna pass out next, is Jeff has these treehouse or bungalow sites that are shown with that private access drive coming in with the cul-de-sac. And there too would give, we had talked about this earlier, that, you know, those can be rented by the guests of, whether it's a wedding event or whatever, the guests can reserve those, or they're also going to be seasonally open to, you know, folks.
What are they providing?
Overnight accommodations, yeah.
I'm sorry, what
yes.
is it, are they?
Bungalows, like a
Treehouse.
treehouse bungalow,
Okay.
yeah.
So they would walk there, park here and walk there?
Nope, there's actually there.
Oh, those are parking, those things?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So these 15 are
Yeah,
in
well,
addition
obviously
to all
we'll
of the
have
other
to
ones
work that
on the south side of the
Yeah,
road?
so basically, from where you stand, you'd be able to, like a giraffe, walk up to your deck.
This is totally not RV related then?
That's not.
So somebody could sleep over in one of those.
Correct.
Well, they have utilities?
So same, Frank, same hookups as
Okay.
the, you know, full hookups, or not hookups, but, water, sewer, and electric.
So everything's themed along the lines of wild, so that's all
Say 5 street over?
15.
15?
I just had a question about the numbering of the sites. You have several, well, there's a couple of them here that are numbered 12, 13, 14, and then they're duplicated right here in the middle. Is that just an error, or, because if that's the case, then there would be more than the 51 that you actually accounted for to begin with.
I don't think they are counted for.
Well, as I'm saying, see, count 50,
They don't
51.
think included those.
Yeah.
9. Really? I gotta do math, hold on.
You numbered twice.
Yeah.
Are these the cabins?
Those are, yeah, no, where are you? Yeah, you got it, no, you got it, you're right.
Those are the cabins.
52.
The number,
I counted like 53, but I mean, it's a moot point. I was just trying to point out that there was some kind of a,
Yeah, I just recounted, I counted
Discrepancy,
52.
I believe
What?
so, yes. These are cabins here.
like one through 9 are cabins.
These
right,
are
Jeff?
cabins, right?
Well, where's number 10 then? Where do you go to 10?
That's what they
I got 10 from this end.
So, no, 10's right here, guys.
You got 12, 13, 12,
10
13,
is
12.
Oh, here, okay, here's 10, 11, then you go 12, 13, 12, 13.
Why only 12, 13?
Yeah, that's
12 times?
my question.
Numbers.
There's a typo.
Okay,
Oh.
all right.
So what is it?
Yeah, that's why you don't copy and paste.
So you gotta straighten that out. The numbers
Right.
Yeah, so the numbers would vary.
This
Okay.
is all preliminary anyway, so.
Yeah.
They're refining this as they move forward.
Off the top, just for now, can you tell us these sites without us scaling everything? It looked like the pull-throughs were about 30 by 80, is that about right?
I figured 40 or 70.
Where did we end up with those? That's a really good
I
question.
measured them, I thought they.
Well, eventually we're gonna need.
There was
There
was a,
Well, I was looking at these here.
what was the logic? It was,
They're large sites.
yeah, the guy who helped me with my drawings, the drafter,
They're
big
bigger
camper.
than most places.
So he was explaining it.
The
It's a
individual
standard camp,
cabins,
it's a
something like
large
40,
camper
something
site,
like
so
that.
that you can, it's the
You can't shoot
camper
those.
plus the bump out and awning.
Yeah, right, yeah.
That's all right? Yeah. So it's sufficient enough space to accommodate.
You'll find, I'm gonna give you the code, you'll find there's specs in there.
And I think he went, I think. that
Tell
that's
you
what
how
he
much
used.
separation and
Right.
minimum you have to have.
Right,
Yep.
but I'm
So
saying,
that's
And so those sites have to be large enough for that.
yeah, but I'm just trying to
Yeah,
remember what
and so
size-
the other sites, other than those pull-throughs, are they pull-throughs, they just aren't slanted? Or are they individual sites?
No, those are individuals. All of those. The non-slanted aren't.
Correct.
Well, I would
If
think,
the
well,
slanted ones are pulled through the square or
These
rectangle.
definitely are close.
keeping the traffic. flow.
They're not pull-throughs, okay, alright. Okay,
Just from our standpoint, there's only one entrance and exit that I can see on here. Is there a requirement for emergency exits? Emergency access and such? I mean.
There's actually another
There's
exit.
two.
There's two. Well, yeah, but I'm saying there's nothing back here, or off to the side, you know, that's what
Well,
I'm saying,
legally,
in
you
case of an
can't go
emergency.
off on somebody else's land
Right,
or
but-
the railroad tracks, you couldn't exit that.
In the event of an emergency, something happened over here, a gas truck exploded right there at that intersection, nobody could get out, then what happens?
That's a hypothetical.
Right, I'm saying it's a
We're going back
hypothetical,
to-
I'm
The
just saying,
hypotheticals don't make sense.
but that can be addressed.
but yeah, but that's all I'm saying, is
No,
that
you're right.
should we looking at something, you know, for
Which
more.
could be just a gated access.
Right, right.
But there is
Remember
two.
too, that
This is also an exit here?
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I
okay,
said, sorry, I
okay.
thought, that's why I thought you saw that.
No, I thought this
Yeah.
was just kinda like for like your own, you know, personal
No, it could be an
service
access,
vehicles.
I mean, you
and
would
stuff.
probably have it
So
shut,
there's no arrows or anything
for
here.
security reasons, you want it shut
Oh, yeah.
regular, but I was just saying, other, we couldn't exit because it's other
Oh,
property.
yeah, I understand that too, but I'm just saying that, you know, there's got, in the event of an emergency, you know, when that gets bottled up there, you know, cars trying to get in and out, can't get emergency vehicles in.
and this will be reviewed by county
Right.
DOT also, and they'll have input on the entrances.
One of with the others is that per those zoning, our planning board regulations, there's supposed to be one male, female restroom for every 20 sites. So that would mean that you would need about 10 sites, and there's only 6 delineated on here.
So, is that toilets or restroom building? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I gotta look in.
It would have to be toilets or showers, because I've been to a lot of restaurants, and they don't, not every 10 sites has a specific building.
This is the regulation.
One toilet or shower, so.
For male, female,
Yeah,
for male and
take it
female.
at 10 in one building.
Okay, all right, that's how, okay, that's,
Yeah, that's-
okay, sorry.
I thought you were saying one building.
Yeah, that's true.
10 sites.
Well, okay, yeah.
Okay, here's that law that he's looking at right there. Okay, just so you make sure you got a copy of that.
Now, I have a question.
Okay.
Is we're looking at the campground zoning for the town. This is a PDD, isn't it? Separate zoning because it stops at the thruway?
You know, we gotta, those would be our guidelines.
I thought
If we had
PDD was its own zoning and totally separate. I thought that was the point of PDD.
No, the PDD is creating kind of its own unique zone. And you need a minimum of 10 acres, you well exceed that. And then it has to be approved for very specific purposes. And that's what you're laying out here now.
Right, so that's
Yeah.
what we're here to talk about.
Yeah. That's what we're here to review. Do you have any other really broad general questions at this point?
Trash collection.
Okay, well, they need to,
Are you gonna do this in stages?
Yeah, one big stage.
Oh, no.
I wanna, it's depending on approvals and stuff, obviously it's not a small project, it's a higher,
see that, that's
very
right.
higher end facility,
Yeah.
so, I'd like to get financing.
Get it and get it all
do the
done.
whole thing done.
okay. Before we really start getting into those specifics that we're doing, we've kind of given you a little overview here that we need to get a completed EF, long form EAF, and ASAP on that one, because at some point we've got to determine lead agency. There has to be a gap of 30 days between the time we declare and, get a response and give everybody a chance to. We're kind of putting together what that list might be.
Yep.
And we've kind of intimated in this here. But we need a narrative, basically along the lines of what you just told us tonight.
Yep.
In a lot of respects, the more details you have, the better it is. That kind of cuts some discussion, as long as we understand.
The project narrative, preliminary development plan gives you a good idea of what types of elements you would include.
Is that in the stuff that?
No, this is something I brought, because
Okay.
I knew we had done that from before. Gotcha. That's a guideline.
Yeah.
So what I was saying this morning, John, was I started to put together about 3 pages into a letter of intent, which I typically do when we do our full submissions, which includes plan, SWIP, EAF, all that.
Right.
I put a letter of intent on top, which will clearly delineate. We'll talk about water service, electric stuff.
All that,
stuff
that's
is gonna be there.
kind of listed in here.
Right. So
Okay.
that's fairly standard for me.
Yeah, and then there's, more general questions as we move down the road, and the idea that, I'm sure that you've probably been in contact with people organizations, groups that are gonna be involved in this, at the end, they'll probably named in the seeker, at some point, National Grid, NACWA, Madison County DOT, Madison County Public Health, Madison County Planning Board, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
The quicker we get out in front and identify any kind of issues that are gonna be a game changer as far as the site plan.
Mhm.
And then when we start to get to that, we're trying to do this to be efficient and not waste a lot of time by, let's talk about, how many numbers you got here at a campsite until we make sure that, the this idea, you got it, as Jeff just said, you got a huge outlay of infrastructure here. And, that's, you gotta figure out what these pieces are all gonna work for.
Yep.
Yeah, as far as that goes. Okay, so I don't need to go through that, but we've given you that, and you can
Thank
certainly
you for
call us, certainly call if you got any questions. But it's one of those things that we could have gone on, and more is better, so, but the more, you know, you'd explain what's going on and how this is gonna work. Yeah.
So obviously, between now and the next time we see you, there's gonna be a tremendous amount of information that will be on these plans.
Yeah.
You know, grading, stormwater, utilities, septic. The other thing, as you already pointed out, to get ahead, typically what I'll do is I will preliminarily submit these sites to, this will require a speedies permit for wastewater. So in addition to Madison County Health Department, we'll kick it up to DEC, to that group, because they take a
They'll need a speed.
little bit extra time. So normally what I'll do is preliminarily submit these to them.
Probably it wouldn't hurt, given that these are basically hydric soils in here, that, one of the things, and you really don't, here's just broad brush, I didn't really find any wetlands to speak of that would be impinging on this. But in the same token, just to cover your base, you might want to think about federal wetlands, which are unmanned.
Right.
And maybe concurrently, that can be looked at too.
Yep.
You know, along that line. The Army Corps want to make sure that they're happy with that.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So if that's what we've got, we're done for tonight, and then we'll see you next month when you get more stuff in here, and hopefully we can declare lead agency at that point and move on.
Okay.
All right.
Coordinate with me directly.
Right.
too, if you need to.
I'm sorry.
If they get stuff done ahead of time, you want to drop stuff?
Oh, yeah, yeah. The quicker we can start to look at things, then we can help say, no, you need a little more
We
here.
don't have to
That's
do it on
good.
that note.
Pardon?
So we don't have to look at everything now.
Oh, no, well, that won't work. I mean, if you dump us with a load that night, we're sitting there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. At this point, at least we had these plans out in front of us. We haven't, everybody had a chance to look at it. I'm sure they got a gazillion questions, but we kind of reserved that to just, little information here and.
Now, were there any, one of the questions that, I did want to ask before we leave, just, we talked about, letting the train leave the station. Was there anything that anyone had, that was glaring, or that anyone had any specific questions that maybe we could discuss just conceptually?
One of the things that I talked with Frank about just briefly was the interconnectivity between the other parks that you have in this campground. Are there plans to move people back and forth through? I was wondering, is there gonna be a trolley? Is there gonna be something that goes in and out during the day to bring people? But it's like at Disney, they have those things. Is there something like that in the offing that?
Right now, there's not a plan for that, because I don't know how that would work with DOT and moving people.
Exactly, yeah.
As far as that, and unfortunately, the property aren't connected even through the back way, so, we hope somehow, people obviously won't hear go to the park, but it is something that we look at down the road. It is offering some kind of shuttle service, because if you're a camper, you don't want campers driving over to the zoo. So I would say there would be some kind of shuttle.
So that's something to think about as your plans develop, and in very close direct coordination with county DOT, keep them apprised of where this is heading. So, and certainly I know you're going to share your traffic stuff with the county and with this board, just so long as they're connected through the whole process, and they're out in front of it early with you guys.
You notice we didn't really throw out any other than the initial foray to get a valid application in front of us. We didn't start mentioning anything about traffic studies or anything at this point. But that will all come out of seeker. That's all going to come out of the seeker review.
Right.
And the sooner we can do that, and if we can do it in a way that would, avoid you doing the EIS, that would be, that would be good too.
Yeah.
But, so, in other words, if you're preemptive, if you're preemptive here, that would be helpful. Okay?
Yes, sir. Alrighty.
All right, see you next month.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good luck.
So this is yours, right? So, thanks.
See you, John.
Oh,
See you.
shoot.
Take care.
Hold on.
We're gonna.
What? Well, until the meeting's adjourned, but I don't need the smartboard at all.
Did we ever get online or no?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we got that.
We
So
ran it
is this the time for the dance review?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, Frank, get out here.
Okay. All right, okay. Let's, okay, you can shut things down. Let's adjourn this. Unless you have something you really want to get
I'm
into.
all set.
Okay, can we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Third.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Fourth.
Aye.